Brook Forest Voices presents Boxing for Cuba, an Immigrant's Story by Guillermo Vicente Vidal, read by Brent Harrison.
A mis padres, Roberto y Marta Vidal, que sacrificaron todo. A mis hermanos, Roberto y Juan Vidal, que me ayudaron a sobrevivir. To my parents, Roberto and Marta Vidal, who sacrificed everything. To my brothers, Roberto and Juan Vidal, who helped me survive. Chapter 1. The Center of the Universe. Our house in Camagüey was named for a bar of soap. La Vietita Candado it was called. And Candado was a popular bath soap in the years before Fidel and his fierce compañeros swept down out of the Sierra Maestra and wholly changed our lives. The house had been a wedding gift to my parents from my paternal grandfather, who purchased it sometime in the 1940s from the family who had won it in a contest of sorts. As an advertising scheme, the soap company had built several modest villitas in cities across Cuba, announcing that a corresponding number of tokens, allowing the bearer to claim one of the houses, had been buried in bars of Candado. Sales of Candado soared. The tokens ultimately emerged from a few precious bars, and each of the houses retained minor renown for many years afterward in a nation where, for many people, owning a home was only a dream. In my family's case, it wasn't our luck, but our larger family's prosperity that had allowed us to make La Vietita Candado our home. Good fortune, in fact, seemed to abandon us entirely, beginning at the time when I was 8 years old. And our prosperity, such as it was the thing that ultimately labeled us enemies of the people, set our small world on its end, and profoundly altered the life I otherwise might have lived. In my earliest years in Cuba, however, I was buoyed by the absolute certainty that the city of Camagüey, the third largest in my country, lay at the lush center of the universe. Our home was situated on Carretera Central, the busiest street in town, and the house and its ample garden were surrounded by a stucco and wrought iron fence that made our home feel like a grand fortress to my two brothers and me. Despite our seasoned tree-climbing skills, we couldn't scale the high fence, yet we didn't mind. The fence simply seemed to define the boundaries of an amusement park that was exclusively ours. The twins, Roberto and Juan, whom we called Kiko and Toto, and I, enchanted each day by the rainbow-striped lizards that raced to escape our grasps and the slippery tadpoles that swam in the huge earthenware pot called a tinajon, which captured rainwater from the roof. We built exotic cities for ourselves among the jungle of fruit trees and shrubs and vines, played cowboys and Indians, embarked on daring safaris, and fought great battles against injustice of every kind. We endlessly climbed the great mango tree, its highest branches, even back then, visible throughout the neighborhood, knocking its wonderful fruit to the ground with our fists, rocks, and sticks. We marveled at our friend Marcelo, the gardener, a young campesino in his 20s, already missing his front teeth. Like so many people from the country, Marcelo seemed to find a way to add the word chico, kid, to almost every sentence he spoke, and his accent was thick enough that sometimes we simply guessed at what he was saying. Yet he was lithe and strong and adept, the kind of young man boys like us couldn't help but be fascinated by, and the fact that he used his machete to cut the lawn rather than the mower my father provided was proof to the three of us that he was a man of exceptional skills. It may have been true throughout Cuba in those pre-revolution years.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?